accountant, there are several reports that we do. One of them is a cash flow statement. And a cash flow statement is one of the most important reports that anyone can be able to do. It shows you the state of your cash resources. Are you going to be able to pay for the expenses that you're incurring? Are you going to afford the kind of things that you are doing? Can you be able to operate from that level? Many businesses fail not at the profit and loss level, but at the cash flow level because they cannot be able to meet their obligations. They fail at the point of paying their suppliers, their employees. Operations ground down to a halt. They may have a lot of assets, but they have nil cash flow. A lot of people, even in their personal lives, consider having assets, liabilities. They look at their balance sheet, but they don't look at their cash flow statement. The thing is, as you grow older, your cash resources will dry up. You stop working. As you get older, you will not be able to get as much in terms of cash from certain things. But you need to be able to plan for it now to be able to make sure that you are okay in the future. A lot of our parents struggle in their retirement. Why? They do not have cash flow. They may have land, big tracts of land. They may have rental properties. They may have this and that, but cash flow becomes negative. And remember, as you get older, some expenses may actually go up. Health may actually go up. You may have to take care of certain chronic conditions that have become a reality. And so cash flow is going down the drain. So cash flow is one of the most important things that you can handle as a person for your business, but now today, as we talk about it as a person. The thing is, there are several things that are going to bring money for you. Cash flow, cash that is going to pay for things, cash that is going to meet your expenses, cash that is going to, over and above, meet your needs, but be able to do something that you can be able to do. Can be able to feed off, you can be able to live off, you can be able to pay school fees off. Cash, one of the easiest income sources for most people is what we can say operations. You are working, you're gaining an income. Your monthly income is money from operations. This is probably one of the income that most people will actually be able to access. This is money that is coming out your physical effort, out of working, putting an 8 to 5 job, doing your business, money that is going to come out of your own physical effort. And this is a good income. Most of the people will have it as a stable income. Most of the people will have it consistently. So a lot of people are able to access this level of income, and that is perfect. But there is always a threat in terms of operations. Operations are as a result of what you do every day, and what is left over is what we can say as positive cash flow. So if you're earning 100,000 and spending 100,000, your cash flow becomes zero because all the money that is coming is going. And for you to be able to profit in terms of cash flow from your salary and from your employment, you have to have lesser expenses than what is coming as income. So if you're earning 100,000, spend 50,000, so that 50,000 is cash flow that is coming to your pocket. It is cash flow that can be able to access later when you are unable to work as hard, you're unable to do much, or when your income is affected significantly. A lot of people struggled in COVID times when their employers cut down their working hours, reduce their salaries because they could not be able to pay for their expenses. They were earning 100,000 and spending 100,000. There are those who are even in a much worse situation. They were earning 100,000 and spending 110,000. They're already in the negative, and now when their income reduces to say 80,000 from 100,000 and the expenses are 100,000, they start struggling. This is where we talk about cutting your expenses. Cutting your expenses because every time you cut your expenses, you have a little bit more cash. And this cash is what is going to improve your overall cash flow. Don't allow your life to ground to a halt when your income from employment becomes a little bit struggling. When it starts getting a little bit of a challenge, don't get to that point. Accumulate some cash resources. And that is why we talk about a cash reserve. Money that you can be able to access quickly and can be able to meet, say, 6 months of your pay. This allows you to have some security. In fact, most of the people should be able to have 6 months worth of income saved somewhere, invested in an investment that can be liquidated fast so that they are able to secure some of their cash flow. So that When you lose a job today, you don't run to your mother tomorrow. So that if you lose a job today, your marriage doesn't fall apart tomorrow. Why? Because there's some cash that is going to hold you up for 6 months as you look for another job, as you adjust your circumstances, as you move to another house, as you reduce on your expenses. This 6 months is a buffer for most people, and this is going to give you some comfort level. In fact, we can say that you are financially safe when you have 6 months of money that you can be able to access out of the money that you have been saving to be able to meet your expenses for 6 months. You are safe. To be secure, now you have a years of income that you can be able to put, or between a year and 3 years of income or cash that can be able to access should you have something that is going to shake you up. So if you're going to lose an employment and you are the kind of person who works in very unique kind of opportunities, and it takes a year to 2 to 3 years to be able to secure another opportunity at the same level of income, at least you are financially in a secure place. You are not just safe, you are secure, because for 1 year to 3 years, you are most likely going to get another opportunity. You're most likely going to secure another employment. You're most likely going to have a new business. You're going to have something moving by that time. So 1 year to 3 years of cash flow. And this could be money that is in accessible investments, so money market funds, money that you can be able to liquidate fast. It could also be a mix of stocks that you can be able to sell, and in a matter of 2 weeks can be able to liquidate. It can also have some bit of fixed assets, because by the time, if you keep a lot of cash, more than 6 months cash in cash, you're not probably going to be tempted to spend it carelessly. You're going to be excited by looking at figures in your bank account. So it is always advisable to keep it somewhere that is semi-permanent. So you might have to do a capital market kind of thing. Government bonds that can be able to liquidate and sell in the secondary market, and maybe liquidate in 6 months. So your urge to want to spend quickly may be reduced because you cannot access it as fast. So you're able to stagnate your investments in ways and in portions that can allow you to liquidate and use in the 3 years that we are talking about. So you're financially secure. Financial stability is where you can be able to go up to 10 years on the cash that you have, even without it generating income, and be able to pay for all your expenses. And you can say that you are moved from security to stability. You are financially stable. You're financially stable. Even if something drastic happens, you have an accident, you have an illness that is going to paralyze you for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you are financially safe to be able to take care of it. And this is why you now put this investment in concrete investments like rental property that is going to generate some money. You may not have all your tenants paying, but if a majority of them pay, you are in a secure place. And if the worst comes to worst, you can always sell this property, and with capital gains be able to generate a little bit more value. So this is where now we can say that you're financially stable. Now, financial independence is where if you work or you don't work, if you stay out of employment for 20 years, you are safe, meaning that your investments are generating the same amount of money that you need to survive every month. So if your survival is, say, at 100,000 every month, your investments are going to generate cash flow of 10,000. Profit is going to 10,000, 100,000, 100,000, 100,000. So even if you leave your 100,000 job, the 100,000 will still come and you still pay for your expenses. You're financially independent of your employer and your physical effort to generate income. Your cash flow is wonderful. It is stable. It is stable. But there's also another reality that you are now cash flow, not only cash flow independent, but you are able now to actualize certain dreams and visions. That is why you hear somebody goes on a sabbatical of 7 years, traveling the world. This is somebody whose income, even if they were not to generate the profits, they would still be able to survive, even if they were going to eat all the investments that they have come and sell at market rates. They will still be able to pay for their expenses for 40, 50 years. These are people who are now in another level financially. The majority of people may not be able to get to that level. Majority of people might actually aspire to be that 10 years level where they can be able to meet their expenses for 10 years. Majority of the people. Some people, a good percentage, will be able to move to the level of stability where they can be able to generate the same amount they need to survive from that income that they have already invested in, those investments I have been able to invest in. So aspire for the best, but hope for getting at least on the second level where most of people will actually be. So how are you going to improve your cash flow now? Operations. How, if you're employed, how can you improve your outcomes? How can you be able to improve earning a little bit more? Maybe changing jobs, maybe looking for new employers, maybe improving your skills and becoming more valuable as an employee so that you can be able to use your value proposition to ask for more salary. So if you're able to do that, then you're able to increase your cash flow from your effort, physical effort, employment, and such things. Investing, and not just investing, but investing in a rate that is above the inflation rate, so that whatever you're investing in does not come to minus plus and is a zero at the end of the day. So that if the inflation rate is 5%, you invest in something that is 10%, so that the 5% that is net of the inflation rate is just what is gaining. So the capital gains, so that it is a wise thing to do, because you are making money without you using physical effort to generate more money. This is going to allow you to be able to build your wealth faster than your physical saving and investing is actually doing. Because if you have 100,000 invested today, and after inflation has been adjusted, if you're going to get 5%, then you're going to get 100,005. But because you're continuing to invest, this 5,000 is capital that is now going to go generate money and more money. This is where we talk about the beauty of compounding, the beauty of compound interest, because it generates more value than what you have physically been able to invest in. If you're able to get compounding working for you, and if you're able to get it work for you now instead of the future, you start making millions fast and in an aggressive manner without having too much effort in it. So investing in the right kind of investing. So the other thing that is going to do, ensure that you invest in things that are not just holding value. Don't just buy land because you're excited about land, but is it bringing value? So if you have land and you love land and you have acquired land, plant trees in it, because every time you plant trees, they are growing. So your investments are growing without you physically going every day. Your trees are growing and getting value. If after 5 years each tree is worth 800 shillings, this is 800 shillings that you would not have generated unless you planted that tree. If in 10 years this tree goes for from 800 shillings after 5 years to 5,000 at the end of 10 years, this is value that is generating. So if you have 100 trees and each tree is worth 5,000 shillings, so you have 500,000 just waiting for you. You have money that is there. And you have tracts, if you have big tracts of land, you are looking at values of millions and millions. So whatever assets that you have, let them not be dormant assets. Let them be assets that are generating value. So you have land, it is gaining capital gains because the land values and goes up. You have trees that are generating value and are growing. And if you have these trees in the form of fruit trees, then you have systematic, continuous, seasonal income that is going and falling into your pocket. Beautiful, beautiful way of saving, investing, and growing. But a lot of people acquire land, buy chunks of land that are either too small, too far off, and they leave it like that, and no one gains it. In fact, the people who gain from your land are people who are going to graze from your land. This is a waste of your investment. Don't even buy land if you're going to do this. Then the other thing we're talking about is the financing opportunities that may be there. What I'm talking about financing is acquiring certain cash flow that is above what you are generating in terms of maybe loans that are interest free. Don't take loans that have percentages that are higher than whatever realizable investment income rates you're going to acquire. So if the bank is going to give you 13% and the investment is going to give you 13%, that is a zero-sum game. If you're going to get money that is at 5%, say, interest per year, and you're going to generate 10%, this 5% is money that is coming to your pocket. So you're using other people's money to make money and are in a better position. And in fact, very rich people use other people's money. Think about it. You, with your small thinking, you're just putting money in the bank, putting the money in the bank. The bank is making money because there's a rich person who is taking your money and investing it in somewhere they have done their research, they have planned in a business that is already growing, generating a little bit more money and giving back the money that you have, and you're given no interest from your bank. They use your money to make money. But the only thing that the only time you're going to make money from this thing is if the interest rate is lower than the interest gain or the income gain from whatever investments you're going to make. That is how you make money from financing, from loans, and from banks. So 3 ways that you're going to improve your cash flow operations: increase your salary, increase your business income. Investing: invest in the right items, the assets that you already have. Make them fruitful, make them profitable, let them create value as they go. Financing: take loans that are below the amount of interest you're going to gain from the investment that you're going to make. If you want to build a property, if that property is going to give you an interest rate of 15% and you can only access bank loans of 16%, don't even do it from loans. Use your own cash, invest in it. If you're going to take that money and invest in something that's going to give you 20%, for example, and your rate of interest is say 16%, that is a little bit more palatable because at least 4% is going to be better. The bigger that spread is, because it's called a spread, the difference between whatever interest you're going to pay vis-a-vis whatever income interest you're going to gain, that is the spread. The bigger the spread, the better it is for you. So think about it. What monies can you be able to access with the littlest amount of interest? And how can you be able to capitalize it to get the greatest amount of income? I hope you're learning, you're growing, and becoming better in your financial affairs. Do a cash flow of your business, not just on a monthly basis, because most people make it on a monthly basis. Some don't even make it. They look at their balance at the end of the month. That is also a cash flow thing, because all the money that is coming is in your bank, and all the money that is going is coming out of your bank. What is left is the cash flow at the end of the month. Don't just be that kind of person. Make it a 1-year cash flow projection. Make it a 2-year cash flow projection. Make it a 20-year cash flow projection. Then you will start looking at money in a more strategic way instead of a resource that you are going to just waste anyhow. I hope you're learning, you're growing, and becoming better in your financial affairs. My name is George Kingori, online finance guy. Save, invest, grow. Subscribe to the channel and keep liking and learning. Thank you and enjoy your day.